feel like being back here?
Well, it's wonderful to be back here today, and the weather is good as well. So, a bit different to when we came over in November 44, and that was terrible. But now it's a pleasure to come back here and meet you people, and I'm quite happy. But I'm getting older every year. I don't know whether I can come back many more. Yeah, but I will if I can. Yeah, definitely.
Can you tell Dan just a brief experience of what it was like when you landed here? A brief summary of what it was like landing here.
Landing here, yeah. Well, it was very rough. Oh, sorry, very rough, wet and windy. And of course we came ashore here, and it was a job to get ashore with the waves and everything else, and of course chilly over there, and that's how it was really. But me, I was in the transport part, and I drove a Weasel and all like that afterwards, but not on the landing like, yeah. So I think all in all, I think not bad, but that's about all.
Dan, sorry, Ernie, I'm filming now. Quick throw to me, Dan. Okay.
Well, we came in buffaloes. I think there was 30 men to each buffalo. That was 2 buffaloes to the troop. And I was a signalman attached to a troop. And 41 Commando was to land on the left side, which they did. 48 was in front of us on the right. 47 landed after on the right. But some of our buffaloes, and I was one of them, landed on the left side. Of course, they unloaded, and as the tide was coming in, the water coming up was marching through, had to walk back through the streets to get on another buffalo. So by the time we got on the buffaloes, we all wet through. Then they rounded us up, and we had to march then through the 48 Commando to Zootland, because 48 had got to Zootland, and we took over from Zootland to more or less to the Gap, but Flushing, up on the dunes. Very nice it was. No, it wasn't. And well, better switch off.
Got have a little think.
Switch off.
You alright?
Yes, I've just got to think what I'm going to say.
Oh, you're alright. Just keep going. Tell us what's it feel like being back here today? How does it feel to be back here today?
Well, we've come here a few times, and it's some of the best weather we've had. But mostly times up on these dunes, it's wet and it's blowing, and everybody's wet through. More or less like we came in on the landings in November. And we were here a few days up on the dunes until the Germans surrendered. And 47 Commando, our officer, Colonel Phillips, he took the surrender from the captain of the Germans. And in the finish, because we had the Canadians come up through South Beaverland, we had a 52nd Div here, number 4 Commando landed at Flushing. It was 41, 47 and 48 has landed at Walcheren with a Canadian ambulance team. And they had tanks came in, but a lot of them got bogged down. They said they couldn't be used, and I think there was only one that was able to operate. We also came in, some of our lads, on Weasels, which are a lot smaller than the buffalo, and a lot of them, I'm afraid, didn't make it because the weather was too rough. They're too small, they hadn't got enough control, and just 1 or 2 landed. So we lost a lot of gear, like some of our mortars and the old Vickers machine guns, so which was our support, which we only had 1 in the finish, 1 8-inch mortar to help us out. So in the finish, 48 came to our aid with their mortars and machine guns to help us carry on through. And we had to take the gun positions, big heavy gun positions, all along the dikes. This was one of the most fortified islands in the world at the time to keep us out. Nobody could get up to where what's the name of the big port?
Western Pound here.
No, big port in Belgium.
Where did Grant? Nan?
I'd forgotten. Well, we had to take this with the Canadians and 52nd Div to let the boats get up to Antwerp, because they'd taken the Antwerp a few weeks before, but it couldn't be used, and that was one of the main forts to keep them going to get in, to finish Germany off. So we did a good job here. We lost quite a few men and got a lot wounded, similar to D-Day, and still as nearly as rough. But there's a lot I can remember, and it's a long time ago, and there's a lot I can't.
You've done very well. Thank you very much.
Is that all right?
Brilliant. Thank you, my mate. Brilliant.